Hello, Marcus Bronzy here. Today we're looking at the Rodecaster Pro 2. One of its latest features we'll be getting to is how we can broadcast or use this desk using one of these wireless Go 2, which we have right here. We'll be sampling. You can see here's a top area of the desk we can see as we look around it. A lot of people have been asking me about this desk, especially since the podcast show 2023. I've had a few goes on this desk. I really like it. A new beta is released. There's going to be a new actual full release of this that's coming out maybe just before this video. So this should give you a lot of information about the desk in its current state and what it can do, which is quite a lot. It's a massive upgrade from the original Rodecaster, which I have just over here. You can see, I mean, for starters, if we're looking at the kind of size, I'll hold it over. You can see that there's a little slight difference in size on the Rodecaster 2 Pro. You can see that it still has all the buttons here, slightly more colorful though. And you know what? I've got to be honest. This is a desk that I really like. I really like this desk. And I think it works hard. It does its job. But this is the upgrade. And it's been out for a while. But I've only just got my hands on it. But let's just talk through it straight away. I think one of the first things I've noticed is that I do not need as much equipment to use this desk as I did previously. Now, microphones are a big thing when you're making content, podcasters. This is a Triton Audio FET head. Now, it's called an inline amplifier. And what it does is it takes a microphone like the SM7B, which is notoriously quite, you know, not the punchiest of microphones, and brings it up a notch. I got a bunch of these because we had a bunch of microphones plugged into the old desk. Do we still need them with this? The answer is no, we do not. So we actually have a setting. I'm going to show you on mic 2. We actually have a setting called SM7B. So when I actually just get into this whole interface, you can actually select a microphone, a line in, an instrument. You can actually choose a condenser microphone, a wireless mic, which you get to insert, the pod mic from Rode, a broadcaster mic, a Procaster, an NT1, NT1A. If you go through these, you actually get settings which are suitable for every single type of mic. Now, you may be thinking, Marcus, why have you got condenser mic set up? And that's because I've set up a condenser mic setting with a FET head plugged in like the old way. And now I'm going to switch over to another channel, channel 2, which is currently set on SM7B. Pull in another microphone so you can hear the difference. Now, this is formatted for another mix, for another show, but let's try and get the volume similar so you can kind of see before I switch over the microphones. You can see that that's what I'm getting from this here. That's what I'm getting from that there. Let's get that a bit hotter so we're up there. So it's even. And let's see what happens when I switch over from the FET head setting to the other setting there. Oh, there's a little bit of a difference. You can hear a little bit of a difference. Sounds a little bit cleaner if I'm honest. Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's it. That's the first mic. And that is the setting on the desk. It sounds nice. Sounds very, very nice. And that is just giving you an example of what you do not need to do in terms of adding an extra layer of kit to your desk. So whatever this desk might cost you more of, if you factor in the fact that you don't need to have 4 inline cloud lifters, save you a little bit of dough there. But yeah, there you go. Oh, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. There you go. So yeah, moving forward, we'll definitely be going for the configuration with a FET head. But that's just a thing that people, I know a lot of people like the SM7B. I know a lot of people are curious about how they can use their microphone with desks. So I just wanted to get that bit out the way as well so you could understand what was going on there. Now, another set of settings that you have on these microphones when you're setting up is you actually have options to mess with the processing. I'll turn these off one by one. So here we go. That's the punch, sparkle, and depth that you can adjust. Okay. Now you can actually turn off your processing or turn it all on again. So you can have punch, sparkle, depth, all of that stuff. Effects like echo and stuff you can mess around with. We'll get to that in just a second. But you can set those up for each specific microphone. So if I really wanted to put some echo on this, I could. But I wouldn't really want to do it. Reverb, could just have straight reverb. You could have that on this, but there's more effects on the smart pads, yeah, which is suggesting we go to, and we'll get to that in a bit. But processing, you can turn it off, or you can have some depth, sparkle, or punch. Let's leave that punch on for a while. You can also get advanced with the settings. So you can go into the high pass filter, you can go into the de-esser, you can go into effects, You can, you can go into the noise gate. You can see how all of these work. And I'll be honest with you, part of my journey when it comes to creating content now is relying on Kit to kind of use its power and knowledge to work well. And if I'm honest, I'm never really going to go into those effects. With my presets, I'm either going to select neutral, podcast studio, or broadcast. And what I found is broadcast kind of gives you the cleanest signal, especially if there's lots of people talking around you. You might be able to hear it. That there's a little bit, the noise gate isn't as tight. But you know what? Give me a tight noise gate. That's what I'm all over, man. That's what I want. So those are some settings that you have for the microphone. And like I said, I like to keep things real simple. You know, you can really mess with effects and really punch stuff up and really get into the advanced stuff. But I'm a presets man. Give me a broadcast preset and I'm good to go. All right. Now, once you have all your microphones set up, you can also see here that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faders, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 faders on the desk. Now that's because these faders are digital faders. They can be assigned though. So you can, for example, have other outputs and inputs assigned in different places. If that's not making sense, I'll explain in a second. So say this is currently assigned. This fader is currently assigned to audio that's coming from one of the sound cards on this desk. So this is currently set to audio coming from the computer. So if I have audio coming out of a computer, I can adjust it up and down there. That's a USB 1. That's a chat channel, which you can use specifically for Twitch people if you want to have a separate kind of audio control for your chat. And then there's a second output as well for your computer too. Now, these can be moved around to different places. So for example, if you wanted to adjust, so at the moment, I've got channel 1, 2, 3, 4 for microphones, and I've got the computer audio here, over here, which I can adjust by selecting and using this wheel here. But if I want to put that on a fader, computer audio on a fader, I can go into the channel mapping. Let's see if I remember how to do that. And I can put this over. There we go. That's how we do it. So I can put this over on channel 3. And if we go back there to our main desk, you can see that we have over here, we have got computer audio over there, and channel 3 is actually on a digital fader over there. Now, it depends how you want to set stuff up. Personally, for me, I probably would have faders for certain microphones on digital channels because I'm less likely to be punching faders up and down for microphones. Maybe at the start of a show, I turn faders up or down. Obviously, you wouldn't want to have, for example, channel 3 just on making mad noise if it was a microphone that was just going shh all the time. So that might be easier to have like faders for microphones over on these channels, if I'm honest with you, and then have maybe microphone 1, microphone 2, then I've got computer audio here, then I've got another bit of audio there, chat audio there, then I've got Bluetooth audio here as well, which is another input. Then I've got sound effect audio here as well. So basically, long story short, you can put whatever you want channel-wise anywhere you want on this desk. Next up, something that I like to have a bit of fun with is our effects. Okay, now we have 8 pads and we have banks of effects as well. I think there's 8 banks as well. I've not gone through all of them. You can have loads of different stuff here. There's some other standard effects in there. That's a music bed. That's an air horn. Classic applause. Rim shot as well. All right, let's get that applause off. You also have other effects as well. So
pitch down in this effect.
Megaphone. You can have a small robot. All of these
Monster.
All of these can be adjusted by just clicking on a tap screen.
Edit in this effect, and here you can see if it's, for example, with this, you want to change the semitones.
A little bit, so yeah, give it a higher.
A little bit lower as well, so, you can have some fine adjustment within there too.
Turn it off.
Turn it back on again. And as you can hear, we've actually layered up reverb at the same time as another effect.
So you can
have 2 effects looped up
at this, or doubled up at the same time. So you can have pitch affected
with the reverb.
There's a censor button, press it. Thing that I'm saying, so I can say, what the hell do you think you're doing, you son of a like that. There's ducking as well, which is really interesting. So ducking, what that does is it actually temporarily lowers the level of other channels while sound is present in the host microphone. So if things are getting a bit hot, people are shouting a bit, you can kind of quieten them down by hitting that ducking button, which is quite a nice little one there. Back channel's quite tasty. Back channel, it might be hard to talk to you and show you about this in this tutorial, but back channel is where you basically can press a button. It mutes the output, but when I'm pressing this button, I'm still hearing me and other channels can still hear me. Now, why this is important is you might have a producer in another room and you've got an interviewee on like mic on channel 3. The interviewee on channel 3 is talking about something, but you want to talk to your two hosts. You press this button, and whilst you might, you know, as a host here, la-di-da-di-da-da-da, no, you might as a guest still be talking away. You might see your two host nods because someone's pressed this button and gone, and then what they've said is, you got 5 minutes left, wrap this up. So it's a really nice taste for that. Other people talk about using it for other things, like talking crap. I don't think that's very professional. We also got, I like to do stuff like just set up a little reverb for myself for messing around, which we can tap on and off. And then obviously other sound effects, you can have them set up in a different way as well. And when it comes to sound effects as well, you get all the other options that you did before. You can have one shots, toggle, where it loops or replays and such as well. You can also adjust effects as well. So say I wanted to really make this effect shorter, you can actually click here and adjust an effect. So that's where I want it to stop. I don't want it like that, so I'll put that back. And you can also edit effects as well. So we actually had a guest in recently who cracked some jokes with us, and we recorded something directly in the show.
Are you serious?
Okay, we had a laugh. In the original version, you can hear that we forgot to press record afterwards. And
Are you serious?
And she laughed at us, which was...
Are you serious?
Okay, but we'd rather just have it right tight up there. So it fired off nice. Let's go again. Great waveform as well. Can be a little bit tricky with the fingers, but it's all good.
Are you serious?
And then I also put a little fade at the end of it there.
Are you serious?
You know? And if I, you know...
Are you serious?
Instead of a hard ending, or I could just have it as, are you serious? And then without the laugh at the end. Let's really tighten that up, actually. Let's make that tighter. Let's see if we can get rid of that.
Are you serious?
There you go. Or we might be able to just have the, are you serious? Without any laughing in it.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
There you go.
Are you serious?
Are you serious? And there's a little bip at the end of it, but we can adjust for that. Whoop.
Are you serious?
There you go. Now it says, are you serious?
Are you serious?
And that's like that. I can have that, hit that there, save that.
Are you serious?
And there you go. Yeah, there's a bunch of other effects. So this is just some sounds that we have. There's a bunch of other effects that you can add. In fact, let's see if we can add a sound, like an applause, effects, like the robot stuff I did, the mixer stuff that you saw. You can also trigger MIDI stuff as well. So if you've got a MIDI set up and you want to wire this in, this actually works as a MIDI output device. So if you want to connect this to other things, other DAWs and affect other things, you can do that all as well. I think this is pretty cool. For me, in terms of being able to do stuff like talk and then put effects on one microphone instead of another. So this is just for my mic. I can put an effect on another microphone as well. I think it's really, really good. I think, you know, I've not been able to do stuff like this probably since I've been in a broadcast environment. I would like to be able to select all channels at once. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong here. Someone let me know in the comments if that's the case, and I'll sort that out ASAP. In terms of other stuff that you can do here, you can get into the real finite details of your show here. So we've created, this is for Ain't Got a Clue, our show, specific settings which you can import and export. That could be microphone settings, sound effects and such. You can do that all through the Rode Central app, which is a really really suited app for this. Network as well, you can actually connect this to the internet as well. So we can connect it, it's not connected at the moment, but it's supposed to be connected to Bronzy's internet. But or you can have a wired internet connection as well via Ethernet and get into the advanced settings, which means you can update over the net and make sure your desk is up to date. Time and settings, I think you know what we can do. Language, information is where you can get access to, you know, the user guide that's fully updated. Your finite MIDI settings, where you can have bidirectional control between your Rodecaster Pro to Bluetooth. I think we all know how that works. So you can search for audio devices and connect. And I can confirm that excuse me. I can confirm that Bluetooth connection from another device sounds really good. It's a really good Bluetooth connection. What else we got here? Smart pads, I already spoke through that. Outputs, so you can adjust headphone outputs, so you can have different settings for different types of headphones. Again, you've got presets. I'm actually using the NTH 100s right now, so that's a setting for them. But you can actually have it set up for, you know, high sensitivity or low sensitivity headphones. Choose your monitor output. So auto mute on it. Monitor output means that when you push a microphone or channel fader up, the audio does not come out of the outputs of this, which at the moment I do not want it set to, but if I'm in a broadcast environment, I may want that to happen as well. You can auto mute Bluetooth output where microphone and channel outputs are put up, and also have a fixed output level. It will be set to a line level and cannot be adjusted. If it's not set to that, then when you're actually on this main screen and you select here, you can actually adjust the output level there, which may be adjusting how I sound on this actual video now. And I think I'd like to get that a bit of a boost to that if possible, but that's a conversation for another day. Here's how you have your fader assignment. You can get into the fine out details of your faders. You can move them around, see actually what is on your physical, what's on your virtual as well. Move those all around, then get into the details of that as well, which is great. Get back into our settings. We're going display settings, brightness, metering, haptics. I like the haptics on. You can change what your record button does. Press to pause recording or press to stop recording. I like to not accidentally stop a recording. Professional metering or default metering, and brightness level as well if the faders are not touched or the buttons are not touched. And for the buttons, you can adjust as well. So you can have them if they're off, if they're not being pressed, or like dim if they're inactive, and then bright when they're active. So next up, I guess it's all about seeing if we can connect one of these Rodecaster Pro, Rode Wireless Go 2 to the desk. So let's go to a channel. Let's go for 4 and let's select wireless. Okay. Ooh, a little bit of feedback. I think I know what that's from. That's got to be from the microphone that's set up with the traditional FET head. So if we get rid of this and switch things up, we should sound a lot better. Hey, just, you know, don't get me wrong, I love the FET heads, but they can cause a bit of feedback. So there you go. Right, so it says here, no device paired, pair new device, power on the TX and press the power button once more. So just the transmitter, power it up and then press the power button once more. There we go. We're connected. Let's see if we can get some level from that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, I'm hearing myself. There you go. I've just turned off the microphone that we have there. If you have got a receiver that's turned on, it does tend to chat, but there you go. Talking. Right. And you can hear how it sounds. Can I add effects to it and stuff? Can I give it presets like broadcast, neutral? Can I add sound effects to it like echo? Can we do that? That's it. So we actually have a Rode Wireless Go 2. We have a Rode Wireless Go 2 running through a Rodecaster Pro 2 with sound effects. Come on. I find that great. That was super easy to do. And yeah, so what is the use for this? Use case for this means that you could now potentially use your Rodecaster Wireless Go 2 via a desk, which means you don't need to have the transmitter connected, because this is just going directly into the desk. So use case for this could be if you're doing an interview out and about and you wanted to have a microphone. Let's see if we can connect 2 at the same time. That'll be interesting because I've got another one here. And I guess that's the next logical question, isn't it? Can you connect 2 at the same time? If you cannot, I wouldn't like that. Let's see if you can. Turn it on. Come on. Come on, baby. One, two. Oh, no, it's not. Oh. Okay. I can't seem to connect 2 at the moment. I cannot seem to connect 2 at the moment, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm feeling like Rode will be able to sort that out. Let's put a bit of pad on that if you want to as well. You can pad it too. Okay, yeah, I feel like Rode are going to have to sort that out. I might be wrong. I might be doing this wrong. And I feel like I might need to do another video where we literally just work on the Rode Wireless Go 2. But in an ideal world, it'd be nice to have 2 Wireless Go 2s hooked up to this. If we're doing a remote recording, means that you can have 2 interviewees talking with mics on without having to have an elaborate podcast setup. You literally could just have the desk and a couple of these and crack right on. Exciting times are ahead of us. I think we could be looking at a situation where, you know, we could have somebody hooked up to a Rodecaster Pro 2 on a separate power source, a couple of Rode Wireless Go 2s and a camera. And that's all you need to get a podcast going on the go. So yeah, so that's the Rodecaster Pro 2. Any questions, hit me up. I know I kind of just bounced around and cracked around this, but let's turn this off. I know I kind of just bounced around and fumbled around it, but this is how I play with the desk, man. It's how I get down with it. The main thing is, everyone get onto me in the chat and I will talk to Rode. Can we connect 2 Rodecaster Pro 2s at the same time? I would love to believe that we could, and I think that we can. I don't think they'd be pushing this without being able to add that kind of connectivity to a couple of Bluetooth devices at the same time. But yeah, I really, that's a microphone from another shoot. Yeah, really enjoyed this, man. I know it's been a long-winded video, but hey, this is how you get your head around what happens with these kind of pieces of equipment. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. We've got other unboxing videos coming up, other crazy fun stuff as well. Some car bits too, so make sure you stick around. I've been Marcus Bronzy. Oh, also find me on social medias at Marcus Bronzy too.